Welcome to DM Prep. Welcome to the Gilded Troll DM Prep BG DIA episode number. So I'm prepping for episode 22 of the Gilded Troll Plays Baldur's Gate Descent into Avernus. That episode will be named Blood Pay. And the reason for that is because following the Evantier games, Avernus is a sandbox guide, and essentially what the players have done is they found an intermediary, scrolling, they found their blood, and they're gonna go they're about to find their blood, and they're gonna go find their intermediary and pay him with some blood. So to give you guys an idea of where we're at, so this is the flow chart that I'm sort of following. I've made my own adjustments to it, and the players have gone ridiculously off the rails. So essentially, do I really want to explain this every time? I guess I'll explain it just real quick. So chapter 3 is essentially, the goal of chapter 3 is find, oh, my camera's a little booky. The goal of chapter 3 is essentially find the Bleeding Citadel. Like that's the goal of chapter 3. So where my players are at right now, in the original flow in the book, it's pick either Haramon's Hill or it's the spawning tree or the demon zapper, right? Yeah, so you go to Haramon's Hill, and then you go to either the spawning tree or the demon zapper, and you go through this path of devils, or you go through the path of demons, and then eventually one of those is going to lead you to the Bleeding Citadel. Super boring, very linear, not fantastic. Sure, you see your own encounters in the middle and whatnot, but I like sandboxes to be sandboxy, so I'm using this guide, which is much more sandboxy. Essentially, they have a goal. They have to find the Bleeding Citadel, and then chapter 4 starts, and we can continue from there. But essentially, they're looking for the Bleeding Citadel, and the way that we do that in the sandbox is that there are 3 intermediaries, 3 people who can find someone who knows where the Bleeding Citadel is, and those 3 people who know where the Bleeding Citadel is are the 3 people who saw the Sword of Zariel fall to the ground. So in my campaign, I'm doing this neat little redirect where the angel Zariel is actually named Azuriel, and then the archdevil is Zariel. The angel is referred to by male pronouns by everyone in Elturel, and then Zariel is female, so it's sort of a misdirect, but it's the same angel. And then it's made even more confusing by the fact that Lulu insists that Azuriel has. That's a good question, Lunarai. I'll get to that in a minute. Lulu insists that Azuriel has neutral pronouns, they, them. So all kinds of confusion just to sort of make a reveal eventually that they're the same person. Whatever. So the 3 people who know who were there when the sword fell were Haramon, Elanthius, and Bel, all of whom are generals in Zariel's army. Bel having cut off Azuriel's hand, and then Haramon and Elanthius were generals in Azuriel's army and now generals in Zariel's army. So they picked an intermediary. They went with Mordenkainen, and then they asked Red Ruth to help them find blood. So Mordenkainen wants the blood. Red Ruth helped them find where to get it. They accidentally ended up at Uldrak's grave, so they went to Archon's tower with Uldrak, freed Uldrak from his curse by killing a dragon, very barely survived their fight with Archon by banishing Archon and Torgar, and then Uldrak led them to the obelisk, which is where they're at now. Instead of going to the spawning trees to find Crickendolt to get a good creature to replace Abelux in the obelisk force field thingy, Uldrak himself actually replaced him with the assumption that Uldrak would be able to just kill himself and return to Surtur's kingdom in, I don't know, Asgard or wherever the fuck. Where's Surtur from? Surtur. Forgotten Realms. Let's see. Is he in the Wildlands? He's probably in the Wildlands. Muspelheim. Cool. Neat. So yeah. That may or may not be the case. We'll find out. The elemental plane of fire. But he's not a fire giant. Like, he's the god of fire giants. I don't know. So there is this cool thing in Roll20. So they just freed the Balor. In the book, Ubelux is a Barlagora. But Balor makes a hell of a lot more sense, considering why in the fuck would you bother imprisoning a Barlagora? Why not just kill it? But a Balor, if you can imprison that thing, that's one less dude you ever have to worry about coming back. So they just freed him, and I just learned that Roll20 allows for animated backgrounds. So I made an I didn't make one. I got an animated background from Digital Tabletop, and had to edit the shit out of it, trim it down to 20 seconds long. Actually, I think this one's a 30-second loop. And then also reduce the resolution, which is why it's kind of blurry. It's a little, yeah. So there's sand, there's the occasional lightning. It's, it's cool. I don't know if I'm going to use this in the future. I kind of had the idea that this would be like my generic Avernian wastes combat, and then just occasionally like rotate it so that the players don't recognize it every time. Yeah, I don't hate the evil haze over the area. That's pretty cool. I actually thought about, I really wish Roll20 had a foreground layer where you could just put something on top of tokens, but it wouldn't be interactable. Wait, what is this? This is DM prep for BGDIA. So I'm prepping for our Wednesday session, which is 5:30 p.m. EST, just on Wednesdays. So essentially where we're at, they just got done fighting a bunch of Nikoloths, and they're being attacked by a Balor. I don't have Pro, I have Plus, which doubles the file size limit from 5 megs to 10 megs, and I barely managed to get this video file down to just under 10 megs. I really wish you could upload larger files because this is really blurry, and I would like a clearer image. But yeah, I do have Roll20 Plus, which I bought just so that I could do this because 5 megs just was not going to cut it unless I did like literally a 3-second loop. Let's see. It converted it to a WebM when I uploaded it, which is interesting because I definitely uploaded an MP4, and in converting it, they reduced its file size to 8 megs. So, yeah, not terrible. So they're under attack by a Balor, but let's Obelisk. So this is the guy that I'm following essentially. Aventure Games just put out this guide, just like, hey, here's how to make Chapter 3 a little bit more different. So I'm following this. Ubelux is a Balor, both because it makes sense and because they need to find a powerful creature. Yes, cool, neat. And then, if you want to top off the ordeal with an encounter, yes I do. You can have a weakened Ubelux, a Balor with 4 levels of exhaustion, immediately takes pent-up rage out on the party instead of upholding his end of the bargain. That's exactly what I'm going to do. How were they communicating him? Verbally, because this Balor has been trapped here for a really, really, really long time, and he ate a wizard whose appearance he was replicating, and by doing so he learned Common, because screw you, that's why. Also, I think that I think Abaddon actually speaks Abyssal. He might. Let's find out. Abaddon. Oh yeah, telepathy. There you go. But no, they were speaking to him in Common, because this particular Balor speaks Common. Nope, Celestial and Infernal. What about Blanket? Let's Blanket speak Abyssal? I feel like someone in this party speaks Abyssal for no reason. And usually on these streams, I'm just drinking water. No, Blanket doesn't have it either. What's that sound? I don't know. Is it this beer I'm cracking up? I had a hard day at work. Sounds like crickets on steroids. That's sounds like a you problem. Yeah. Valor with 4 levels of exhaustion. So for those of you who aren't super familiar with exhaustion, so the first and third level of exhaustion combined to be disadvantage on attack rolls, ability checks, and saving throws. Level 2 of exhaustion is half speed, and then the 4th level of exhaustion is half max HP. So he's got disadvantage on his attacks, disadvantage on his saving throws, clicking noise? Huh. I mean, I only have one audio input, and that's my microphone. Here, I'm going to mute that for a second. Did muting it help? It's my microphone. My microphone's in my webcam. Ep.22 device. I may have been using the wrong microphone. Is it better now? Okay, I mean, that's good. I mean, as long as I'm louder than the clicking, it's fine. So, Balors are deadly. CR19, they no longer have Uldrak on their side to help them. I'm fully expecting Fulg to take his first turn to just run over to the Cadies, and then run into melee. The Death Throws is really scary, doing 20 d6 fire damage. Fortunately, Abaddon has absorb elements. He can absorb a fire attack. Fulg will likely just try to banish it. Fortunately, it's got plus 12 to charisma saves, so even with disadvantage on its saves, it has magic resistance. Hey, Sadistic Witch, subscribe. Thanks, Sadistic Witch. Welcome to the Gilded Troll. Thanks for coming to Patreon. Yeah, so it's got plus 12 charisma saves, so even with disadvantage on saves from its exhaustion, it does have magic resistance, so it's going to roll straight, and then Fulg's save DC is 16, plus 4 proficiency, plus 5, 17. Save DC 17, so I literally need to roll a 5. 80% chance he just doesn't get banished. Also, banishing it would be a really, really bad idea, because they need this guy's blood. So banishing it would give them an opportunity to ready attacks and get into good positions and all that, but they absolutely cannot allow that banishment to finish at the full cast time because they need this guy's blood. But even still, he only needs a 5 to save. 5 on the die, so 80% chance. So honestly, I'm not super interested in this combat. Like the combat's going to play out. I'm going to, if they decide to banish him permanently, then they still have another opportunity to get blood, and that's the Pit of Shumrath. And we're essentially just going to go back to, well, back to page 1. I don't know. There's a phrase that I'm looking for, and I don't know what it is. They're going to go back to the beginning. They can go to the Pit of Shumrath, damn the sticks, and get a Pit Fiend. But if they decide to banish him, square one. That's the thing. Back to square one. Could not recall that. Thank you, Lunarai. So I'm not an asshole, and I know that their characters are, well, Nixie is smarter than Steph. I think the other characters might be dumber than their players. But their characters aren't morons, and they know they're here for blood. So if they banish it, and they're like, oh yeah, let's just leave them gone, I will remind them that they're here for blood and that that's a bad idea. Because it's not interesting to make them go back to square one again, because they've already gone back to square one twice. Yeah. So we're like, I'm not super interested in this encounter. Like, it's gonna play out the way it plays out. Maybe someone dies and we'll have to deal with the consequences of that. But there's not like no amount of me talking through the encounter is really gonna do anything. So essentially, what I need to prepare for is the next step in the Avernus as a sandbox. So when they leave, there has not been 2 TPKs. No, going back to square one, I'm just referring to the fact that they had planned to go to Archon's tower to get Tiamat's blood, and then failed to do that because they pissed off Krull and Archon. And they also wanted to get blood from Uldrak, and then decided that celestial blood wouldn't work for them, so they don't have his blood either. So they've lost 2 opportunities to get the blood they need, so they're on their 3rd opportunity. That's all I mean by going back to square one twice. Square one being literally like right here, not the beginning of the campaign. What do I rate the party's chances at? I think that they're stronger than you give them credit for. Their DPR, their combined DPR, I think exceeds his max HP right now because he only has 131 HP. If he gets 2 turns, I'll be surprised, honestly. I think their chances are good to kill him and then get absolutely annihilated by the death throes. But as long as it isn't literally all 4 of them that go down, it doesn't really matter. Because anyone who's conscious can just get the rest of them up. But even if all 4 of them go down, better than average odds that someone survives. But let's move on from this encounter. So they finish the encounter, they get the blood. Then what they're going to need to do is they're going to have to return to Mordenkainen, and then they have to decide where they want to go. They have to decide which of the 3 intermediaries that they want to pick. So they haven't picked yet, so I get to prep all 3 of them. Yay! So they can pick one of Haruman, Bel, or Elanthius, which is the Crypt of the Hell Riders. And so I'm going to have to prep all 3 of those locations. But in order to make, Avernus has to feel lived in. It can't just be, oh, we go to the place, 14 hours later we get there. It's got to feel like a real place with real stuff going on. Oh, man. Aha, okay. So I actually... I downloaded that, didn't I? Pretty sure I downloaded that. Downloads. Yeah, okay. So one thing that I would like to do, mute that, is to have a chase. So Dynamic Dungeons put out this, which is a chase through the Avernian Wastes. One problem with it is that it's a really, really long loop. It's over a minute long. I'm hoping it loops at some point in the middle, but I'm not really hopeful. Maybe? I can't tell. It'd be really cool. But the problem is, that file's 187 megs. Is it a really short loop? I gotta watch this again. Alright, so we got this guy, and then the big guy, and then the sloping. And then Nubbin, this guy. No. No. I'm looking for that slope of shadows. So we got pointy. No. Pointy. We got lightning. Pointy. No slope. And then slope. Okay, so that's probably a loop. That's about 20 seconds. As long as I line up those... Yeah, so probably about 20 seconds. What I was thinking is that it would be a chase between them and then another Avernian warlord. And he suggests the Blood War spill into their path. So that's kind of something that I really don't know how to run well. So yeah, I would love to introduce them to the Blood War spilling into their path. But, like, they know... Am I able to compress a file? Yeah, so I have video software. Yeah. So, and then I can just jam this. No, don't do that. And then just jam this in here. Oh. Jam this in here, and then it was about 25 seconds was the loop. So let's trim it down to that. We can find the exact location. And zoom in. And then I don't want any audio. I'm going to do it without any audio. So let's look at the very end of this. And then look at the very beginning of it. Nope, the very beginning. Yes, that's not quite right. It's not right at all. Alright. I don't really know how to make this loop well. Like real talk. Alright, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to print screen this guy. And then I'm going to open that picture. I didn't open it, did I? There we go. Alright, so I'm going to open this picture. We're going to stretch this back to its full length. And I'm just going to hit play and pull up the picture at the same time. And I'm just going to watch for like the same scene. So currently I'm actually looking at the top. The rocks at the top. I think that's it. Yeah. Got it. Alright, so I need to advance this a few frames. Oh no, it was 19 something. Okay, cool. Look at me, I'm doing a smart. Not quite. Why is Alt-Tab being oh. Software updater's being a dick. Go away. Well, that's on different workspace. Don't do that. Alright, looks like one more frame. Yep, that's it. We got a loop. Alright, so it's 1929. So I just gotta drag that down. Bam. Now I've got a loop. So I've just cut this down to 19 seconds instead of a minute 20. And then essentially all I got to do is render, more options. I don't want to rescale it. I don't want audio. I would like a WebM. How do I change the quality? Here we go, quality. So I'm going to change the quality. Huh? I don't know what these numbers are. Oops. Okay. So we're going to do quality. We're going to hit render to file. And this should take less than a minute. Okay, it's taking a minute. And I called it untitled.web apparently. So this is probably not a particularly interesting part of the stream, but maybe you guys want to know how to edit videos for web use. I don't know. So this was me like making several attempts to make a WebM that's small enough to actually fit on Roll20. Actually, I lied. That was me recording my screen, showing off my recording. So 8 seconds left, and then this file will appear. Home and documents. Oh, I need to go in documents. That would help. Untitled.web. Whip. Ta-da! Problem is, it's 15 megs. So, it's still too big. So what I'm going to have to do is, and I can't, so with the other one I was able to like just decide like how I wanted to, like how long of a clip I wanted. Here I need a full loop, and this is a full loop. So I need to actually change the render settings. So I don't know what its original resolution is. Its original resolution... Oh my lord. It's a 4K? Wow, it's 4K. That's insane. So let's up the quality a bit, and then we're going to rescale it to 1080p. So let's try that render. Chase. And we're going to render. And that might take less time. It's taking about the same amount of time. Ouch, I just realized I can't see chat. Blood War Spell on Path, skill challenge. Yeah, skill challenge I think is the best way to go. I am very used to Lunariah backseat DMing me. I am using Kden Live, KDEN Live. So the reason I need 1080p and not 720p is this image on Roll20. I actually have it stretched, like way stretched. So this video is 2500 by 2100. That's way bigger than so it looks blurry on Roll20 to the players. Like, yeah, it'll look fine on stream because everything's a little bit blurry on stream because we're only 720p because my internet sucks. But you know, I'd rather it actually look good for the players. So I'm actually gonna make, like, Kden Live does not need to be this big. So let's just make that a little bit. Pro is a little expensive. It's like $10 a month. I'm happy paying $5 a month for Plus. So let's take a look at chase.webm, which got bigger because I upped the quality. So let's do both of those things. So let's render it again. Render project, and we're going to do 1080p, but we're also going to drop the quality. Are you okay? Alright, so we're going to put the quality back to where it was. So let's try that one again. Do I use dynamic lighting? No. I just got Plus literally Friday. I have not used dynamic lighting yet. I don't really know how to use it. I'm not super interested in using it. I guess it's cute for like exploring dungeons and whatnot, but I haven't played around with it. So yeah, essentially what I'm just trying to do is I'm trying to get this file under 10 megs. And then once I get it under 10 megs, I will just upload that file to Roll20 and then go do other things because that's going to take forever. So chase.web, and it's 12 megs. Damn. Oh, no, it's not done rendering. So is it going to get bigger? Alt yeah, now it's 15 megs. Yeesh. Alright. I'm going to listen to you guys. We're going to do 720p. We're going to do low quality. So this is the problem. This is why I hate Roll20's file size limits. Like, I would really, really like to have much higher quality images on Roll20. But it's just not going to let me. But yeah, so bear with me while I get this rendered at a size that is acceptable for Roll20, and then once I get that, I'll start the upload on Roll20, and then we can go do other things. Yeah, we're not playing in Roll20 as we're using a visual cue for battles. I like to play. I play a miniatures game. I play. You know, we generally play in person. The only reason we're playing online is because of the quarantine and whatnot. So I'm not super interested in using a lot of the Roll20 features. I'm just playing around with this animated stuff because it works. All right, so I got it to 7 megs, so we're gonna upload that, and that's gonna take literally like half an hour. So I'm just gonna ignore that for now. So so let's just minimize Kden Live. We'll come back to that if we need to. Probably not. So yeah, so I would really like to do Blood War, Crossing Their Paths, but the thing is, skill challenges for me have always sucked. They've always sucked. So I was introduced to skill challenges in 4th edition back when they were written really, really, really poorly, and then I tried to fix them, and then they came out with better rules, and then, oh no. Yeah, I should have thought of that. Did I just completely lose stream? Am I just... Okay, that's fine. Alright. Yeah, I'm just going to check the stream quick. What? Yeah, alright, so... Okay. Yeah, I should have thought of that. Uploading a file while I'm uploading video is probably kind of dumb. So... Skill challenge have always sucked for me. And then the issue is that... yeah, I don't know why I have light mode. The issue is that my players tend to need a little bit of prodding in order to do creative things with their skills and whatnot. I don't know that I don't know that they'll respond well to a skill challenge, is my concern. Not to mention, if they are driving in a direction and they're like, I want to go that direction, and then they see Blood War raging in their path, they're literally just going to turn around and drive the opposite direction and assume that they'll still get to where they're trying to go anyway, because Avernus is shifting and changing, and they know that nothing matters when it comes to actually navigating. So I'm totally fine with like putting Blood War Battle in front of them, but the idea that they would interact with it in any meaningful way is laughable. Let's go with laughable. So that's fine. So they, you know, I'll make a note. When the players start to drive anywhere, midway through the trip, they come across a scene from the Blood War. Use the art. And let's find that art. Why not? Let's do that right now. I don't know where the fuck that art is. Hey, look, I found it. This is literally what I wanted. It's not very big, though, so let's search Google and get a bigger size. Large. Anyone know, like, where in the book this is? Whoa, that's a big picture. No, that's a tiny one. Are you gonna... Oh, Jesus. It's the DM screen? Yeah, but, like, it says it's 15,000 pixels. That's what I want. What if I just hover over this? There it is. There we go. We got it. We in this. So I'm just gonna save that. Alright. Also I'm just gonna grab the link. Cool. So they just see massive war battle thing, and you know, if they want they can zoom in and just, you know, see Zariel. That's fine. Is that Zariel though? Like, she's got the hammer, but she's got like a regular hand. Huh. She doesn't have the flail hand. There's Baphomet. Bissell chickens. They squawking. And then of course Alterel. That's always there. This guy's cool. You never noticed her there? Yeah, she's pretty cool. I don't think it's Zariel though. That's the wrong hand. Or like her hand is wrong. That's a cool looking Pit Fiend. I really like the look of the Avernian devils, their armor. I like it. Hey, look, some dretches. Look at all those chickens. Horizontal flip the image? No, like, it's not that her hands are backwards, it's that she has both hands. Like, her left hand is supposed to be missing. Yeah, so... yeah, so yeah, here's art. So I'll essentially just show that to them and be like, yeah, you see that way off in the distance. What do you do? And then they're going to just run. Let's be real. They're just going to turn and go a different direction, and that's going to be that. Probably an Arenes, not Zariel herself. So why she had Metallitalk? So Archduke Zariel. So Archduke Zariel, I don't know why it's called Archduke and not Archduchess. That bothers the shit out of me. Oh, this art doesn't have it, but Zariel has Metallotalk. Is this going to give me anything? Yeah. So she has Metallotalk, this hammer thingy, which was totally in this picture. That is definitely the same hammer. That is definitely the same hammer. And I doubt Zariel would give the hammer to anyone else. So yeah, like Zariel's depictions have varied significantly. But yeah, like oh god, let's stop opening tabs. Okay. So the other thing that I wanted to do is I kind of wanted to run a scenario with them and another warlord. So that's the whole reason I'm uploading the chase, is so that they can get chased by a warlord. And on the Avernus Discord, there's currently, last I checked, a discussion about a cool custom warlord who is an angel, and she's all about balance and blah blah blah, etc. whatever. That's really cool. I dig it a lot. But instead of that, what I'm going to do is, a long time ago, let's see how long ago. A long time ago, which is back in December, I found this post. Warlords of Avernus, Sug and the Grung Army. So it's inspired by the Kakamora from Moana. My players have actually already seen this warlord before. Yeah, I'm gonna have some fun with it. So they got Chief Yorb, Sug, except it's Chief Yorb, Chief Sug. So he's a Grung. He works for Mahadi, and there's gonna be a lot of them. And what in the blazes, the inhabitants of the realm? I don't know what that means. Dreamlands? I don't know what you're talking about. So yeah, we're gonna have some Grungs. Grung warlord, massive, Nakamura-like war machine. Lovecraftian rats with tentacle mouths. Wow. Okay. 3 war machines bolted together. Sidecar drivers can disengage as a bonus action. Part of their move. Using half movement. Alright, so it's kind of like dismounting. Chief Sug. We're going to just slap this whole URL in here. A rat with an illithid mouth. That does not sound adorable. So its war machine looks like a massive pile of twisted, rusted metal. Use this to their advantage, letting hopeful scavengers get near before springing their trap. Central hub's a demon grinder, and the 2 auxiliary machines are scavengers. So they are... Did Gargath end up getting freed? Yes. Gargath was freed, and he left, and the players did nothing about it. And that will have consequences down the line, because Gargath is immediately going to find the earliest source of plane shift to prime material and fuck right off. I'm not going to bother figuring out exactly how he gets to the prime material. I'm just going to say he does it eventually. And then the players get to deal with the consequences of that later. You can post links. Yeah, so Grung Warlords, chase scene. Let's check it out. Weep. That's terrifying as hell. It's actually terrifying. That reminds me of the Yip Yips for some reason from Sesame Street. I don't know what they're called. I think they're actually called Martians, but I call them Yip Yips because they say Yip Yip. Yeah, reminds me of them. I don't know why. So yeah, on their way to somewhere at some point during next session, they'll get chased by some Grung warlords, or some Grung warlords. So the next thing to do is to prep Harmon's Hill, Bell's Forge, Crypt of the Hellriders. So let's just sort of refresh my memory on what in the hell's up with those places. So Harmon's Hill. Wrought iron trees, Jander is pinned to the thing, and then if they free Jander, Haramon shows up. He's a Narzagon. So you're supposed to get here when you're literally level, like, 7. But my players are level 10 right now. So if they go to Harmon's Hill, I'm just throwing full Narzagon at them. Narzagon on Nightmare, along with the 20 Sturges, like, all at once. And then the Hell Wasp will appear from the nearby nest and try to grab Lulu. So something that I've actually wanted to do previously is actually foreshadow Hell Wasps. The problem is you can't really foreshadow them during a War Machine, like while the players are anywhere near the War Machine, because they only have a speed of 60 feet, and the War Machines are going, War Machines have a speed of 100 feet. So, like, anytime my players get attacked and they're on a War Machine, they're just like, let's get on the War Machine and run away. So I've had a hard time finding a place to foreshadow Hell Wasps, so they might just come out of nowhere, and that's fine. So Harmon's Hill will work essentially the same way. So let's see what let's see what Evantier has to say about it. The encounter at Harmon's Hill. If you run much as it is in the book, include the Hell Wasp nest. Yep, depending on, regardless of circumstance, fights to the bitter end. Yeah, when he's destroyed, his fiendish form shifts back into the human paladin, great, bloody, and broken. If they try to speak with the corpse, they get dead silence. Jander Sunstar chimes in. Murder Hornet. No, Murder Hornet. Sorry. Hell Wasp. Murder Hornet. Same thing. Incidentally, if they do end up going to the Hell Wasp nest, I have just the homebrew. If I can find it. No, really. I don't know where it is. Huh. Well, I had a Hell Wasp Queen. Yeah, their speed is whatever the hell I want it to be. I do that a lot. I just, like, changed Uldrak's speed during last session because it was convenient for the plot. Oh, here we go, I found it. I actually downloaded it at some point. So Hell Wasp Queen, so let's zoom in. Let's do 200%. Weep. Hell Wasp Queen, she's CR7. She's just a bigger Hell Wasp. She is slow as shit, 10 feet, climb 10 feet. But she's got a pheromone cloud and she spits acid. Yeah, so that's a thing. So yeah, that's a thing that's just going to show up if they go to the Hell Wasp nest. So Harmon's Hill is very similar, but after they kill Haramon, Jander Sunstar is like, hey, I know how to get memories. And then I will honestly just throw them a bone with the Sibriex. They go to the Sibriex. Do they see one of the other Fallen 3? Yeah. If the characters seek out the Sibriex, accept Haramon's memories and not the location of the adamantine rods that the party is after. And then the Sibriex will only do it if they free it first. So let's take a look at the Sibriex. So generally the Sibriex, he's chained up, and he's guarded by 2 chain devils named Shawak and Jank, as well as an Arcanoloth. And Arcanoloths are CR12, badass spellcasters with Chain Lightning and Finger Death. So essentially it's just a shitstorm. Just fuck them. Just attack some dudes, kill the guards, free the Sibriex, feed him Haramon, get some memories out of him. So that's nice and simple. That one's cool. So then the next one, the Arcanoloth also has Cloud Kill. Neat. Cloud Kill's a fun spell. So the other one, Crypt of the Hellriders. Let's check out Crypt of the Hellriders. I think that's in other locations. Nope. Is that actually on one of the paths? Yes, it's on the path of demons. So here's the thing. Like, I don't know what's on the path of demons. I don't know what's on the path of devils because I haven't touched them. So this is a bog standard dungeon crawl, but I do know that one of the things is that Alantheus shows up, and literally the only chance you have to like make a deal with him of any sort is if you found his journal in C7. So essentially, Crypt of the Hell Riders. You can run this exactly in the book, except switching around Arches of Arlok. If you want to use, yeah. So Alantheus would essentially point them towards the Arches of Arlok, which is the which is the only way to get to the Bleeding Citadel. So this says in DM's resources for Chapter 3 of Ernest, extensive encounter for the Arches of Arlok. I do have that supplement, so I'm going to use that. Crypt of the Hell Riders. I don't actually know how this crypt. Like, what are you actually supposed to get from Alantheus? Oh, he doesn't have Cloud Kill? Okay. Alantheus returns. There we go. He returns on a chariot pulled by 2 Gorgons. That's fucking awesome. He'd send below ground to hunt down intruders and interrogate them. He compels ghosts to fight at his side. He is very powerful. In Dungeons of the Mad Mage, we had 2 Death Knights versus my level 18 or 19 players, and that was a tough fight. Only if they created a version to distract Zariel. So yeah, so he would still want the diversion. So it's just go free Kaschichi, and I'll tell you where it is. And then so they free Kaschichi. They come back to the crypt, and he tells them that the only way is through the Arches of Allah. So that's really easy. And then Bell's Forge is probably going to be the most complicated one, I'm guessing. Maybe I'm wrong. Is Bell's Forge not on either? Oh, there it is. Bell's Forge. So Bell's Forge is kind of weird. So Bell, actually, let's just see what Evantir says about Bell's Forge. You can run it exactly as in the book, cutting off the Sibriacs. Okay. Adding Ashes of Warlock as the key to finding Bleeding Citadel. That is a thing that I'm going to do. Everything else remains the same. They're accosted by devils and attacked by fire giants within before they finally strike a telepathic deal to find the adamantine rods and return for the location of the Bleeding Citadel. Alright, so yeah, so he's just going to be like, yeah, so there's a down-flying fortress. Get those rods. And then he will be upset if they bring them to him because... Where is... There it is. We didn't even sign a contract, he laments. So that's a thing that I remember reading at some point. But I actually think that they will end up signing a contract with him. So having the adamantine rod keys to the companion, or sorry, the solar insidiator, do kind of there's a word for implicate. They implicate Bell. Yeah, Nixie makes a lot of deals. Nixie makes a lot of deals, especially now that she lost her devil daddy. She needs a new one. So yeah, Bell's Forge. So I go to Bell's Forge. I'm honestly, it honestly feels like I'm gonna wing a bunch of this because I don't know which of these 3 they're gonna go to, and I don't want to put like 3 hours into prepping each of them. So I'm just gonna go in with my vague recollection of what's up with them. So we've got Bell's Forge here, we've got Crypt of the Hell Riders here, and we've got Haruman Hill here. So we got these 3. So essentially they'll ask Mordenkainen, hey, tell us where this guy is. And then he'll point them in one of those three directions, and then each of those people wants them to do something for them. Harimon's Hill, Harimon doesn't actually want anything from them, but they can steal the information from his corpse by feeding it to the Cybriacs. Bell's Forge, Bell will give them the info if they give them the adamantine rods. And Crypt of the Hell Riders, Elanthius didn't want to be a Death Knight to begin with, so he wants them to cause a distraction, so that, like, why does he want them to cause a distraction? That's a really good question, actually. Let's find out. So, what do they learn in the journal? They never recovered. Ooh, so this is actually a really good way. This is a good place to reveal that Azuriel is Zariel. So, so yeah, the whole time he's just going to refer to Azuriel, 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 the whole time. And there's going to be references to things that Zariel have done, like being Archduchess of Avernus. And that would be when the players would learn that Azuriel is Zariel. If they don't go this route and they go to Harimon's Hill or Bell, then, you know, maybe... Actually, either one of them would be able to... Lulu would probably take that very poorly, yeah. But any one of those three, Elanthius, Harimon, or Bell, would know that Azuriel became Zariel. Like, they're her generals. They would know that she used to be the angel. So that's probably where they're gonna get that information. So like I set up that misdirect like way long ago, and I was just like, I don't know when it's gonna, like, I don't know, like, I'm just like, and then I don't know when the two are going to. Yeah, Mordenkainen would probably be upset about Gargoth being free. Question is, does he know about it? If he sees Nixie's shield and sees that it's very different and it's celestial now and no longer very devilish, then he would know. Other than that, I don't think he would really know. Mordenkainen is aware that Gargoth is in Avernus, but because Gargoth telepathically communicated with Mordenkainen and tried making a deal for his freedom. But Mordenkainen is not happy. Mordenkainen will not be happy that Gargoth is free. He's explicitly turned down a deal with Gargoth to free him. It's a little weak. It's I feel Mordenkainen being more measured and bigger words. I don't know. Phrases like doomed us all and end of days, and probably make some kind of reference to 10th of 9. I'll just ad-lib it. I don't need to write things down. Who am I? What am I? Gave me cool shit. So honestly, the players didn't even want to free him. Nixie was actually actively trying to resist him being freed, but Uldrak insisted. So yeah, Gargoth's out, and Mordenkainen's gonna be pissed about that. So yeah, so Elanthius' journal. So yeah, why does he? Okay, so he hates Zariel, but what is he? Why does he want to just diversion? Why does he want a diversion? I really don't understand. Does anyone cover his attempt at fleeing like a bat out of hell? No, I think Elanthius would be. I think he'd be more liable to actually want to kill Zariel. All right, so let's see if I can get into Mordenkainen's headspace, because they're definitely gonna get there. So I definitely want to prep Mordenkainen's reaction. So if he sees Nix's shield, which is likely, he is going to know that Gargauth is freed. So his rationale for currently being here in Avernus is that he understands that Zariel's position is shaky. He also knows that Zariel, as prideful and wrathful as she is useful to the balance, because a more competent general would actually ruin the balance by winning the war better. Zariel is content to send Yugoloths after Gargauth. He probably would do that. That is very likely. So, essentially, the way that I'm thinking that Gargauth escapes from Hell is that Gargauth has a cult on the prime material plane known as the Knights of the Shield. Some of them don't even know that they're worshipping a devil, but a lot of them do, is my understanding. The Hune family originally were just like powerful shield, but eventually the Hune patriarch knew that it was a devil and twisted the cult to actually accept that. So Knights of the Shield probably includes some pretty powerful spellcasters. So let's just say that plane shift happens in the next 10 day, in the next Avernian 10 day. I've decided that Avernus time moves 10 times faster than prime material time, so a 10 day in Avernus is 1 day on the prime material. So the players will have accidentally... Alright, so here's the story that I kind of had. So Thalamra Vanthampur was trying to bring the entirety of Avernus into... the entirety of Baldur's Gate into Avernus. So she died when the ritual began and the first Infernal Hellspike landed on High Hall, which is literally across the street from her mansion. She planned for this, though. So then, over the next 6 days, 6 more spikes should fall in the city, and then once the 7th spike falls, the whole city is transported in Avernus. 3 of them ended up falling before the players left Baldur's Gate, and then they managed to, as far as they're aware, stop the ritual by consecrating, or at least undesecrating, the locations of great evil where they were supposed to land. In the time that they've been in Avernus, the cult of Zariel that Thalamra was in charge of continued to... and I just realized I never zoomed this in, so you guys probably can't even read it. So the cult of Zariel continued to desecrate those places, re-desecrate those places so the spikes could fall. But they've been in Avernus for 15 days, so it's only a day and a half on the prime material. So 1 more spike has fallen, and they just received word from Silvira about that happening. By freeing Gargauth, they kind of inadvertently stopped the they inadvertently stopped that ritual, because Gargauth will essentially make his way to Baldur's Gate and then take over any and all devil worshipping cults. He will parade himself as Zariel, given flesh. He will shore up his Knights of the Shield cult, and then reamass power. And then my plan is that once the players leave Avernus and get their, once they fix all this shit and leave Avernus, now they have to deal with Gargauth, who will likely be a demigod again. So that's kind of what my plan was. I don't know why I brought that up. But Mordenkainen. So Mordenkainen knows this, and he knows... He's smart enough to know what Gargauth is going to try and do, and he knows that Gargauth will likely try to bring the entirety of the prime material into the 9 hells as a 10th hell, which is, that's Gargauth's thing. That's his end game. And that's the end game that the players will eventually have to stop. So, would he empower the PCs with boons? I was actually just thinking that. Yeah. So, Mordenkainen is a gifted diviner. He wouldn't be able to maintain the balance if he wasn't really, really smart and gifted with divination. So, he will, over the course of the conversation that they buy with him with, Abelux's blood, he will spend some time divining their future and find that they are fated to help him. So I actually think now might be a good time to break out some otherworldly blessings of some sort from the DMG. I want to say they're in Chapter 5. Nope. Oh no. Aha! Supernatural gifts. Chapter 7. So blessings, charms. I actually kind of like blessings. So charms are a little too minor. What about epic boons? Do I want to give him an epic boon? Do I want to give him an epic boon? Oh my god. That'd be great for Fold. Plus 40 hit points. It would be really funny if he only gave a boon to Fold. I don't hate the idea of a one-use item that would trap Gargoth. And the players get to just hold on to it for, like, way later. I kind of want to give him a boon. Give Micho a boon, but I don't, like... Oh my god. That'd be insane. I don't hate Boon of Spellmaster. It's kind of cool. That's literally like half of the Wizard 18 feature. Calling him Deliverance. It's his actual name. So I want Abaddon should get Dark Vision. That's underwhelming. Could give him True Sight. If only this wasn't non-magical. That'd be pretty good. Oof, yourself only. Ouch. Defeat all disguises and ambushes I plan in the future. I don't really plan Many of those. Hmm. Hmm. What in the... As an action, you can cast Misty... What the fuck? What is that? So bad. Invincibility seems neat. Let me give that to Abaddon. I really want to give Nixie Boon of speed. I wish I knew what spells, what first level spells Fog had. He's got Catapult, which is not a good at-will spell. You could learn Shield. Get at-will Shield. That's meh. I think Spell Recall might be good, because that essentially gives him an additional spell slot of his highest level. Using up her bonus action again. Yeah, no, like, the Boon of Speed isn't about, like, giving her the Boon of Speed isn't about this. It's about the plus 30 feet walking speed. Give full recovery. Boon of Recovery. Boon of Recovery is kind of underwhelming because half his... Oh, jeez. Half his hit point maximum isn't very much. Oh, God, I get hiccups. Kind of want to give him Boon of Irresistible Offense. Yeah. Going with that. Because he's supposed to be a blaster. So yeah, Mordenkainen's super pissed at them. But he is smarter than his emotions. And he is able to... I don't want Boon of Luck to step on Nixie's feet with, because she just picked up the lucky feat. Even though Fulg is a halfling, so he's got halfling luck. Irresistible is the one most recommended for some. Yeah, so Irresistible Offense is really good. It does not bypass immunities, it only bypasses resistances. But I think they have encountered a lot of resistances anyway. So we're gonna go with this. I might flip those around, but whatever. Hey, look, Chase finally uploaded. I told you it'd be half an hour. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a new page, and I'm gonna grab that page and I'm gonna drag it all the way over here, and I'm gonna scroll and I'm gonna drag it even further. We're gonna call it Animated Chase. Have him ignore fire immunity. Problem with giving him like ignoring fire immunity is he doesn't have any fire spells because he knows that they're not useful against devils. So not super useful. But I think I might actually just tack that on to Irresistible Offense, and then just like. Like, I'm just gonna say, like, yeah, he also ignore fire resistance, because that's cool. So let's go to the animated chase. We're gonna zoom out. We're gonna throw the chase down, and then we're gonna, I'm on the wrong layer. Yeah, I'm on the wrong layer. So layer, oh no, I'm on a map layer. And then let's just set dimensions. 1920 by 7 or 1080. Yeah, sure. I'm gonna change the size of the this guy to be the exact same thing, and that's not gonna line up with an exact. Isn't there a boon that gives him something lightning? Lets him give something lightning with weakness. What? There's Fire, Soul, Stormborn. Immunity to lightning and thunder damage. Okay, yeah, he's getting Stormborn. Yeah, he's getting Stormborn. Because that's just cool as hell. Immunity to Lightning and Thunder. I think he already has resistance to Lightning and Thunder though, so that we're gonna skip. We're gonna stick to Boon of Irresistible Offense. We're gonna go with Ignore Lightning immunity. Because that's like his shtick. I don't know. I'll figure it out. So I've got this chase here now. It's not a huge map. It doesn't need to be. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to generic combat, and I'm going to grab these tokens. So I want these. I want this, 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 this. Copy. And go back to enemy chase. Paste. And they barely fit. Nice. Very nice. So we're going to grab this. We're going to rotate. Well, I'll just rotate this. Rotate that. Put it near the front. And I think I actually need to make this chase area bigger. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to double it. So it's going to be 3840 by 2160. And then we're going to zoom out. And then we're going to go to the map layer. And we're just going to make this guy way bigger. And that makes it way blurrier. But it also gives me room for like vehicles to actually like maneuver. Ultra Stormlord to basically be the lightning absorption of the Skeletors, only applies to his next lightning-based spell. That's actually really cool. Yeah, I'll workshop the epic boons. Not a huge deal to do that right now. So let's throw the Katie's on here. Abaddon's generally driving, because he's got land vehicle proficiency. Nixie's always here, Blanket's in the back. Fog's in the Katie's. And Lou's just wherever. And then for the Kakamora, Grung, whatever, we're gonna make a second Demon Grinder. And I'm pretty sure I have Scavenger token. I got Tormentor, that'll work. Awesome, thank you for being tiny. That looks about right. Bam. Now I got multiples. And I just need to throw a metric ass load of Grung tokens on there. You throw the one. If it's less than 8 megs, I can put it on Discord. It's 7 megs. So yeah, I'll do that after the stream. Yeah, I'll throw that in the chat with the DM channel on my Discord. So if you want the WebM, check out our Discord. It's in the description down below. So yeah, where was I? Right, Mordenkainen. So Mordenkainen's pissed at them, but he is more intelligent than he gives himself even credit for. And he is able to see through his emotions and divines that they are important and the most likely to recover the balance. But he's also smart enough not to tell them that, because he knows that stupid people choke under pressure. Tormentors backwards? Cool. I think you might be right. It is very hard to tell. I don't know which side's supposed to be the front. I think you're right, though. I do think you're right. So we're going to turn that around. Harpoons in the front. Alright. Let's turn them around. So yeah, this is the big... Well, we'll deal with the ramifications of Gargouth being on the prime material later. I'm just trying to figure out how Mordenkainen will behave towards the players when they meet him. And him being very mad at them and then giving them stuff anyway will confuse the shit out of them. And maybe they'll do some thinking, but probably not. So that's essentially how Mordenkainen's going to play this. And then... and then they'll ask Mordenkainen, hey, where can we go? And then if they ask to see Bell, he'll write them a letter of introduction, which will get them in the door. Characters can gain an audience with Bell if they have a letter of introduction. Ta-da! So yeah. So the overwhelming number of devils, including 2 Kornyagons, horn devils, and 10 bearded devils, will lead them. Gargouth being a demigod, how will he react to Nixie? Will he kill her or try to make her his pet? Don't know. We'll deal with that in the After Avernus campaign. I don't know. So yeah, he'll write a letter of introduction if they want to see Bell. Otherwise, he'll just be like, yeah, go to this place. Go to Harmon's Hill. He hates when you take people off of trees. And then Crypto Hellriders, he's just like, yeah, go to the crypt. I know he spends a lot of time there. If you wait there, you'll probably find him. Seeing this animated background and then not animated vehicles makes me sad. I really wish the vehicles were animated. I think I'm going to move these Tormentors behind the Demon Grinder to back. There. That looks better. So yeah, I just got to make some Grung tokens and throw a buttload of Grungs on there, and they'll all just like blow darting and harpooning and all that good garbage. And then they'll all die to a single... Oh, they don't have Fireball anymore! So that's going to be interesting. They don't have Fireball anymore because Nixie lost Gargouth. Yeah. I think I'm about prepped. I just need to throw Grungs on this guy. Doesn't Folk have Chain Lightning? No, because he's not level 11 and Chain Lightning is a 6th level spell. He has Lightning Bolt. Also, Chain Lightning only hits 4 targets, so... Indeed. I could gift them moving up and down a few pixels to give the impression of terrain. That sounds cool as shit. If I can figure out how to make a transparent GIF, I might do that. He does have Storm Sphere, and I have ruled that Storm Sphere attaches to vehicles. So, that could work. Yeah, Storm Sphere would be actually brutal as hell. Grungs are squishy. Yeah, and I haven't actually decided how this encounter with the Grungs is going to play out. I'm thinking like they're just going through a ravine, and then there's a massive scrap and garbage, and then all of a sudden it like starts lighting them up, and they decide to run away, and I don't know, we'll figure it out. But I have this scene available if I need it. And then, you know, the idea is that if I need to, I can just literally turn this around and then it looks different, or rotate it 90 degrees and it's just like, oh, we're going up now. You know, just rotating this animated thing allows for a lot of... and then I can actually hit pause if I want to. So that's cool. Whoops. Where did I put that? I'll put that here. Yeah, I did. Yeah. All right. So yeah, I think I'm about prepped. So right in here, you're supposed to meet Smiler to the Filer. They already met Smiler. Pause for when one of the vehicles inevitably gets wrecked. Yeah, I would just hit pause on the map for when they stop moving. Like, oh, yep, here you are. You have stopped being chased. And that would be pretty cool. So one last thing. So there's Smiler in here. So I want to see. Somewhere during Blood Pay or soon after another travel encounter, they chose Smiler. They recommend Bitter Rivals. I hated Bitter Rivals. Okay, so yeah, I was wondering if they did anything special with Smiler, but it seems it's literally just like, yeah, if they need some info, put them here, and like, I don't know, like just break things up with an encounter in the middle. So that's all that's for. So at this time, how's this doing down? No. The party did want another soul coin heist. I don't think I'm going to give them one. I think from now on they're going to have to like scrounge for soul coins. There are a lot of people that they can kill who have some number of soul coins. I think Archon had like 7 on him, and they just decided not to kill him. But yeah, I don't think I'm gonna just like give. Ooh, I don't think I'm just gonna give them another soul coin heist, but time will tell, I guess. But yeah, I think we're about done here. So I will see you guys on Wednesday, and I hope you enjoyed. I'm just gonna kill my beer quick. Cool beans. What is Archon planning right now? So his house is destroyed, and 2 of his pets are dead. So right now he's licking his wounds, and he's planning his revenge. But he is not so. I'm just gonna say that he is not so. He's not so foolhardy as to make a frontal assault on them without plenty of backup. So I'm guessing he is making his way back to Monument of Tiamat to get together a bunch of Abishais and then attack them. Then I don't want to attack them immediately this session. I want them to maybe forget about him for a second so that it comes out of nowhere. So I'm thinking probably next session is when Archon would get his revenge. And maybe Archon will have a friend. Maybe he'll see Bilbus. So yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. And I'll see you guys on Wednesday at 5:30 EST when we play this session that I just prepped. So, bye.